Hello everyone and welcome back to my playthrough for Digimon World 2003, and unless I've overlooked something massive, everyone should have been turned back to human, because I spoke to Keith, I spoke to Airdramon, and Airdramon should have saved the day. So, if I go back into this circuit board and try and remember the exact route that will take me back to the same spot in the Kickin' Forest in the Amaterasu server, and then if I make way to the East Sector City, everything should be exactly how we want it to be. And by that I mean completely free of pigs and roaming completely of humans. Of course, those of you that have played this game will know that even with turning everyone back to human, including Kurt, everything still isn't exactly how it should be, and the AOA are still not defeated. Even having defeated the Megami president and having turned everyone back to human, things still haven't gone back to normal. The AOA still haven't been defeated, and they are still, you know, a serious threat to everyone. And so everyone's left not really knowing what to do, and if you go to the Asuka city, into like the Game Master room, that sort of area, your character notices there's Oinkmon in there, and then when you leave, absolutely everyone has been turned into Oinkmon, and then by going to the Amaterasu city you bump into Cow, and then she says about how everyone's been turned into Oinkmon, blah 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 blah, and then that pretty much leads up to the ending stages of the game. So we are pretty close, and Keith is here. Yeah, and he mentions that Airdramon came and saved the day. And I wonder if he's now in here. Yes, he is. He's now snoozing in here. And yeah, it was mentioned that he's saved the day, but I've already explained why that unfortunately is not the way of things. So, I could now pretty much make my way towards the final boss, but I'm not going to be doing that, because not only do I still have plenty more grinding ahead of me that needs to be done, there's also something else that I need to do first, because I still haven't gone to either of the Jewel Islands, and I haven't won against the kings of the Jewel Islands, you know, the Divermon, the King Etamon. I still haven't done any of that, which I've said that I would do. And not only have I not done it, but I'm also nowhere near ready for it, because I haven't really been paying much attention to my my card folders, my like boosters and stuff. I haven't been paying a great deal of attention towards that. So I'm at the point where I'm now going to focus on my card folders. I'm going to focus on Cardmon, I'm going to focus on booster packs, I'm going to focus on creating a folder which is good enough for me to go to the Jewel Islands and win and claim the crowns that you get given. And I'm going to change Digivolve type, and I'm actually just thinking about this. Controversial as it might seem, I am actually going to take out Diaboromon, and I'm going to put Gran Kawagamon in and have Gran Kawagamon as the main Digimon. I know it's controversial taking out Diaboromon, but I've reached the point where I need to be grinding against Cardmon, I need to be kicking the trees, I need to be fishing, I need to be getting into as many battles as possible with the Cardmon and gaining as many booster packs as possible and whatnot. So the reason why I'm using Gran Kawagamon is because Cardmon can be pretty hard to beat. So because of that, I'm actually going to be fairly reliant on Dimension Scissors. Being a one-hit knockout, it's going to help me a lot winning against Cardmon, particularly the more powerful ones. And that is effectively what I'm going to be doing here onwards until further notice, until I feel like I've got a good enough folder together. And as well as battling loads of Cardmon, I will also be going to card shops and I will be purchasing cards with money. And yes, it's all in the interest of just trying to get the best cards I can get my hands on. And for something like this, it is actually something that I'm going to be doing off camera. But you've seen me fishing before, you know what it's like. It's going to be exactly the same, except I'm going to be aiming for Cardmon, and I'm going to be trying to defeat him with Dimension Scissors. The same will be true with kicking trees, and yes, I'm going to be purchasing cards as well. So everything that I'm going to do for the time being is going to go towards trying to get the best card folders, so that I can then go to the Jewel Islands and try to win. So I'm probably going to be cutting here, and hopefully when you next see me, I will have some strong folders and will be ready to head to the Jewel Islands. So hopefully that's all going to go according to plan. So carrying on, I am in the Asuka server in the East Sector, in the East Sector city. Kotemon has gone up to level 81 since, since you last saw, and that was down to experience gained from defeating Cardmon and experience gained from defeating random Digimon when travelling between sectors and servers. Now if I go to items, no items at all. Well, reason for that is because all the card boosters and everything, they've all been opened and I've already edited my folders. I thought I thought you would probably like it that way, if I just do all the work that needs to be done, then just show you my folder afterwards, rather than worrying about anything else. My weapons, it's just these 5 armours, nothing, accessories. So there's the experience adapter and the bit adapter. Glasses was dropped by a Flymon. Water power 2. I'm not sure I can remember which Digimon dropped it. I have a feeling it possibly may have been at one of the Digimons, possibly a Scorpiomon. I can't actually remember. Important items, I can't imagine is much different. Sort, map, techniques, status. So you can see all of Kotemon's stats. You can see that he has 99 TP points, and you can see that he has nothing equipped. Then going on to Digivolve, the Digivolutions that I've got might be different to when you last saw, but Diaboromon is who I've got switched on, level 68, and then obviously at level 99 it's Black War Greymon and Imperialdramon Fighter mode, Gigafire and Black Dart loaded, Mega Boost and Full Heal loaded. The reason why Diaboromon is in and not Grand Kawagamon, or however the order was, if the Digimon that I have in is changed, then it's because well, it's just because I have been switching it around accordingly. Sometimes when battling Cardmon, my best bet was to use Grand Kawagamon and hope that I could take them out with Dimension Scissors. When battling weaker Cardmon, sometimes I was able to defeat them with Diaboromon just from using Impact Rush. And then when travelling between sectors and stuff, I used Diaboromon for taking the Digimon out. It just made sense to use when I could get this, like when I wasn't dependent on Dimension Scissors, so when I wasn't dependent on Grand Kawagamon, it just, to me, made sense to use Diaboromon, because everything's pretty much the same. The only difference is I have superior stats, and Diaboromon has something to gain which Grand Kawagamon doesn't, and that's levels. Because Grand Kawagamon's level 99, Diaboromon is level 68 and was lower when, well, before I started grinding for Cardmon and whatnot. Then if I go to card folders, I don't care about the card album. If I go to edit folder, not because I plan to edit it, but just because I want to show you everything. So I've got 3 different folders, brown, black and white. The one that's titled brown, I have generally more brown cards than any other of the colours, particularly, you know, the Digimon cards are all brown. Reason for picking brown is because to use brown Digimon you don't need any energy. You don't need energy points, so that makes brown cards kind of unique in that sense. And to show you what I have Control Parts times 4, Freeze Bugs times 4, Eclipse Undos times 4, Deceive Cloaks times 4, Vicious Hacking times 4, Charge Terminal times 4, and then a handful of Digimon cards ranging between Black or Greymon all the way through to Boltamon. Every single one of my Digimon cards has more than 30 HP, and I was very specific about that, because there are a lot of program cards that do 30 damage, and if your Digimon card has 30 HP or less, then the 30 damage would bring its HP down to 0, and then it would trash the card. But by having every card, you know, with more than 30 HP, at least I can survive one of those items, and for the card to be trashed, they would have to, you know, use 2 lots of the program card. The downside of brown cards is that there are an awful lot of program cards that are a real bitch to brown cards, and I think that's the price to pay considering the benefits of brown cards, because, you know, otherwise brown cards would be a bit too overpowered if they didn't have like drawbacks sort of like compensating for the difference. So that's why I've also got black and white, and black and white I think are like the next best. Well, I would say the next best after brown, but then depending on how I look at it, I could easily consider black and white to be superior. But putting brown completely out of the equation, not making any comparisons, I consider black and white to be better than other colours like blue, green, red, etc. I'm not sure if it's easy to compare brown to other coloured cards, but yeah, I've got black and white, and if I go on to black, things may be a bit different. I've still got control parts ×4, as with the freeze bugs and the deceive cloaks and the vicious hack-ins and the charge terminals, but instead of eclipse undos, I've got chaos viruses that are kind of similar to the eclipse undos in that they exist to basically remove your opponent's Digimon. When they've got Digimon on the battlefield, they sort of both exist to, you know, remove those Digimon from the battlefield, with chaos viruses destroying non-black cards and eclipse undos sending cards back to the hand. I chose these over the eclipse undos because these are black cards which get me black energy, which would come in handy because obviously you need energy to use cards. And as well as having some powerful like megas, I also have Devimon and Summon Devimon, because that's kinda on the energy, and seeing as Devimon is below a mega rank, it gives me the chance of getting combos which can really come in handy. And then white, so it's again pretty much the same in that I've got control parts, freeze bugs, eclipse undos, deceive cloaks, vicious hack-ins, and charge terminals, but then the difference is that the powerful mega Digimon that I have are all white, and for the same reason as with the black folder and with the Devimon, I have, in this folder, I have Armours ×4 as well as Summon Armours. And that pretty much sums up the gist of it. I do generally have more program cards than Digimon cards, but that's a usual thing. I tend to favour program cards to Digimon cards. And, well, when you think about it, a lot of program cards are kind of Digimon cards in a way as well, like control parts. It might be a program card, but it takes one of your opponent's Digimon and hands it over to you, so it's a program card which results in you gaining a Digimon card. Summon Angemon, Summon Devimon, you know, they bring Digimon cards into your field. Charge terminals bring 2 cards at random from your deck, which could be Digimon cards. Deceive Cloaks, I mean, you know, you can bring any card from the deck to the hand, so if you're low on Digimon cards, you know, you could use it to get Digimon cards. So Deceive Cloaks are potentially Digimon cards as well. So that's the gist of that. My card folders are hardly what you would call legendary. I mean, when you think about legendary card folders, the folder that I've got really doesn't scratch the surface of legendary. But considering that I've been entirely dependent on Cardmon, I don't think I've done too badly. I think that I've got, you know, I've got reasonable cards, and I'm relatively confident that I should be able to win at the Jewel Islands. And Digimon like this are not worth the time that they take, due to how puny the experience is. There was a guide sort of thing that I used online which told me, you know, which cards you can expect from certain booster packs. These boosters contain these cards come from these boosters, etc, etc, etc. And it also tells you where to find the booster packs, whether you need to be kicking trees or fishing, and you know what sector you need to be in, what server you need to be in. And it did go a long way in helping me know where to look and everything. And I'm not going to lie, I did pretty much have to go all over the place. Searching the card shops in hope of finding useful cards, and having to kick loads of different trees and throw fishing rods into loads of different lakes and everything. I did go around the houses, as they say, and yeah, so much had to be done that my Kotemon managed to gain 3 levels from it. But here I am at Jewel Island. This is my very first visit here. I don't know what's ahead of me. I'm just hoping that the cards I have are going to be adequate for, you know, seeing me win at the Jewel Island. Now, generally, I choose the brown folder unless I'm against... unless there's obvious reasons why it's a risky idea. Since I'm going in blind, I don't know if it's a bad idea or not, so I'm just going to go for brown. So from looking at things, my opponent has 5 white cards and 1 brown card, and if I use my vicious hacking, I'll be able to see what I'm up against. Okay, my opponent's hand is pretty damn feeble. Well, I'll trash the Salamon so there's no combo, not that it really makes much difference. Well, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. This is only the first round against the first Divermon in the easier of the 2 Jewel Islands. But, unless things toughen up substantially, I'm not going to have much trouble on the horizon. And this is pretty damn feeble again. Well, to save time and to do away with a combination, let's just trash the summon Patamon. Easy peasy, eh? I don't suspect that the booster packs that I'm going to gain from these Divamon are going to be all that useful. Because other than legendary cards, the only ways I can improve my folder really is by having better Digimon cards. And I'm not going to get that from a 5A booster pack. Not a chance. Do I care about black energy? No, I'm using a brown folder. And I can see that my opponent doesn't have any blue cards, which means they don't have a freeze bug. Which means there's going to be no stopping my vicious hacking. It's great, not only do you trash one of their cards, but you get to see what their hand looks like as well. And once again, it's pretty damn feeble. In their defence, though, I suppose that when you're meant to roughly take on this dual island, I think you're probably, at the time, going to mostly be restricted to, like, champion Digimon cards. And if you're battling with, like, champion Digimon cards, then battles like these are not going to be quite so straightforward. So on a normal playthrough, I think I come to the dual island around the sort of time that I'm taking on the Game Master. It's only because of how different this playthrough is that I haven't had the charisma to get into, like, card battles, which has meant that I haven't been able to get, like, booster packs from people. So my folder's hasn't really left the ground. And then from reaching a point where I thought, you know what, I want to go to the dual islands, I've had to rely on Cardmon, and I've had the option of going pretty much anywhere in the game. And yeah, I've just been able to, you know, get a lot of, like, mega cards. And yeah, I guess for where I'm meant to be, like, the stage that you're meant to be at when you when you are expected to take on the dual island, I think my folders are just very overpowered in comparison to what I should be like. I'm not going to get cocky and ahead of myself though, because I know it's going to get harder, and I know that the Amaterasu dual island is going to be nowhere near as straightforward. Can't be having Palmon combinations now, can we? So that's that trashed. I can stop the other summon Palmon with a freeze bug if I really need to. Well, the answer is no, I don't need to. It's just dawned on me that for the amount of time that I've been playing in this bit, and with the other video that I did, the video which is to do with this part, where it was me just saying about I need to take on loads of cardboard and everything, that combined with this, I don't know for sure how long I've been going on for, but I have a feeling it could easily be in excess of 30 minutes, so I think I should probably stop here and carry on with this card battle in the next part. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you in the next part.